We're with Sean O'Connell. Big victory tonight. Come from behind victory. Tough first round for you. Came back and got the job done. What was going through your mind out there?
I mean, at first I was really displeased. I was sloppy to start this fight out. Didn't move my head properly. We felt all through camp if I was able to get my hands on him, I'd get a good result and I could probably put him down. But he did a great job of keeping me off him, moving his head, moving his feet, throwing those long knees from distance. And really kind of roped me into taking more punishment than I'm proud of taking. But ultimately, you know, I train with a really excellent group of guys at Jeremy Horn's Elite Performance, and we put each other through tough beatdowns all the time. So what happened in there was nothing new. I knew that if I could just, you know, improve a little bit on my movement and get a couple in to land on his chin, he would go down. I wish it would have happened the first 20 seconds of the fight, but I don't care if it happened in the third round. Hopefully the fans enjoyed it, man. Great group of Irish folks coming over here. I think they were cheering for me because my last name's O'Connell, so I get like half of the hometown treatment. And yeah, man, it was fun. I got my first UFC win. After my last one, I felt like I got robbed a little bit, and this one, you know, Bert always says, don't leave it to the judges because they'll make you cry. And I'm not going to lie, at the end of that second round, I was afraid maybe I was going to go home crying again and maybe my UFC career would be over before it really began, but I was able to dig deep, get the knockout or the TKO or whatever it's officially going to go down as, and I'm just thrilled right now.
You took a lot of damage to the body early in that fight, and a lot of people slow down when that happens. You came on stronger. Were those shots hurting you?
In the clinch, the knees didn't hurt. The ones that he threw from distance as I was kind of diving in, trying to throw long punches to reach him, those ones did. I think it was the beginning of the third round. He landed one just right under my left pectoral that I don't think I game-faced it very well. I think I stood back and grimaced a little bit. That one hurt a lot. Still hurts right now, actually. I'm kind of prodding it, and it doesn't feel great. But, yeah, man, I mean, you don't get into this game expecting that it's never going to hurt or that you're never going to experience any adversity. And my fighting style just so happens to lead me into that more often than it should. Sometimes it goes your way, sometimes it doesn't. Congrats to Matt Van Buren for a good fight, for a good first couple rounds, but I'm happy that I'm not in his shoes right now.
Can you take us through the finishing sequence? What happened there? What did you see? What set it up?
Well, it kind of happened in the second round. I clipped him with something, and he wobbled a little bit and stepped back, and I didn't want to chase too hard because he was doing a good job of turning over on those right hands. He hit me with a couple of those. And if you dive in too quick against a long guy like that, those knees will come up and hurt you even worse than they already were. But my corner kept just saying that the three is there, the hook is there. And that's my knockout punch. I think this is my 10th career knockout. 9 of them have come with that left hook to set it up. And they kept telling me he was there, and I finally listened to him. I clipped him with one, and I saw him, you know, kind of wobble and step back a little bit. And I said, you know what, I got to get this done now. Jeremy Horn doesn't lie to you in the corner. He told me between the second and third round that if I didn't go out and finish him, that was it for me. So we went out, got the finish. Time for milkshake.
It took you a little while to figure out his reach, and at one point it looked like he was going to choke slam you. He was able to extend his arm fully and have it under there. Did you think you were going to figure his reach and his timing out quicker before the third round?
I absolutely did. You know, if you watch his fights like in the Ultimate Fighter House or previous fights you can find on YouTube of him, he doesn't use his reach as well as a lot of guys at 6'5" would. At least I hadn't seen that in his previous fights. His jab was a little bit lazier in some of those earlier fights. And, I didn't want to take it for granted that he was going to do the same thing against me, but I was so dead set on landing that big shot that I just came in on a straight line and allowed him to do a lot of damage. And he took advantage of my own stupid decisions early in the fight, and I'm just thankful that I was able to survive long enough to finally clip him and put him down.
The fan reaction, you know, like you were saying earlier, did that actually help you get more motivated, or do you not even hear the fans?
Honestly, it's really hard to hear the fans during the fight, but you can kind of get a sense when there's certain sequences in the action. And for the first 2 rounds, all the moments of fan noise were not in my favor, right? There was a lot of ooh when I took something that looked like it hurt. Whether it hurt or not, You know, we'd have to go back and review the tape, but the fans see when those hard shots landed. For the first couple of rounds, they weren't saying "woo" when I landed a punch. It was when he was landing a punch. But yeah, when I clipped him in that third, I definitely did hear the crowd. You know, that's a little motivation, a little impetus for you to be like, even they can sense that the end might be near. So I just kept swinging, and they kept landing. And he went into like robot mode there, right? When he went down and he started getting back up, I was pounding his face, and he just didn't want to stay down. Had me worried there for a second, but ultimately, you know, you hit a guy enough times, no matter how tough he is, he's going to go down.
Can you talk about at the weigh-ins, you had one of the more heated face-offs I think we've ever seen, the boop on the nose.
The boop. Now, I want to tell you something. As a professional courtesy, because this is a profession, and this is not, the fight's already picked. You don't have to pick a fight with a guy, right? As a professional courtesy, I told Ryan Jimmo for my first fight we should do something funny. I told John Vellante in New Zealand I wanted to do something funny. I told Matt Van Buren, hey, it's kind of my thing. I like to goof around at the weigh-ins. I'm going to do something funny. And he said, oh, okay. And I had come up with the idea of a cute little boop, just to add levity to what is, everyone tries to make it a big tense situation. The fight is picked. Joe Silva picks that fight for us. You know, we don't have to be jerks to one another. So I thought it'd be funny. He didn't laugh, but I don't really care because, like I said, the fight is already picked. If that motivated him to fight better in the first and second round today, fantastic, because, you know, the fans were treated to a better fight because of it, I guess.